Howdy, y'all. I just wanted to be country. I can't help but giggle. Okay, so the story continues on. Can't stop this girl. I'm gonna speak it all out loud. But yeah, my story does continue. Okay, so where was I? I was at the point where I was pregnant and Zach is in the hospital and I was staying with my brother and oh my goodness, it was just a mess. Um I didn't know what to do about my pregnancy. It scared me. It scared me so bad because it's not that I've always been pro-life. I don't want to get into politics. I don't want to get into politics. It's not that I've always been pro-life or that I've always been pro-choice. I've always been against abortion for me, if that makes sense. I never ever, especially at this stage of my life, I did not ever consider, I didn't ever think that abortion for you is any of my business. You know? So it's not that I was pro-life. It's not that I was pro-choice. I thought that you have the right to do what you want to do, I guess. For me, it couldn't be an option. It could not be an option for me. I could not, I don't think that I could take an abortion procedure on my body. I don't think I could. It could not be an option for me. But it was surprising because I went to my aunt and my grandma and them, and I told them that I was pregnant. And they told me, this is my Christian family, this is my Baptist family I grew up with. They told me that I need to get an abortion. That I don't have a choice. That I need to get an abortion. And that they would pay for it, though. It's nice, I guess. I talked to my best friend, Jerica. She agreed. I needed to get an abortion. I knew in my heart I couldn't. I talked to my other aunt, the one who's not a Christian at all. She not only agreed to pay for my abortion, she said she'll let me go on vacation. She'll buy me a vacation package, so it'll be like I just went on vacation. So I called my mom. And I told her with tears that I have to get an abortion. And she told me, I know you. I know you better than anybody else. And you can't. Why don't you come to Colorado and I'll help you? And if we have to, we'll find a family to adopt that baby to. I know that you can do that. And I know it won't hurt you one bit. So I wasn't sure, I told her I'd think about it. Meanwhile, Zach is in the hospital. And Zach starts waking up. He begins to heal from the meningitis in his brain, and he begins to wake up. And he was so happy to see me. I don't know why, but he was happy to see his daughter. She was just bouncing all over the hospital room. His mom, though, had been there before me, and she was telling him that I made him sick. It was me. And he was believing it, and I was trying to go down there every day because my brother just was a block away, so I could go there every day. And people were coming to visit him, and he would say, he would point at me and say that I'm his future wife, that we're getting married. He kept telling me that we're getting married. He's like, I'm over it. We're getting married. We're getting married. That's what he kept saying. And I'm gonna get you a ring, and we're getting married. And he's like, she tried to poison me, but we're gonna get over that. And he got to where he started giving details of how I'm the reason that he was in the hospital. That I gave him meningitis with the enchiladas, but we're going to work through that because we're a family, and I'm pregnant with another man's baby, and we'll work through that too. And it's like, it's all he wanted to talk about. And it was so surreal for me because I knew that I did not give him meningitis. And I was just like, how can you work that out? How do you work out she poisoned me? Like, are you not scared I'm going to poison you again? How do you work that out? Even if I did, which I did not. How do you work that out? Anyway, I asked him, do you really think that I did this to you? Do you really think that I served you enchiladas that gave you meningitis? He looked at me straight in the eye and said, yes. But I forgive you, is what he said. I didn't say nothing. His mom pulled me to the side, let me know how I'm no help for him. She knows that I thought that I could be with him and have a good family, but their family will never love me. They're never going to accept me. I might as well just move on with my life. Leave her and him alone. It's not like I disagreed with her. I didn't disagree with her. His mom dipped at the time. But he had an uncle that dipped too, and neither one of them liked me. And there was one day I went to the hospital. This was after, she had that talk with me one day. I was at the hospital every single day, and she pretty much was too. His uncle was there that day too, though. She left with him. I stayed for a while. I was leaving, and my car it looked like somebody had been spitting in a spit cup, and they poured it all over my windshield, my side of the windshield. So I put my baby girl in the car seat, and I clean off the windshield best I can. It was really nasty, y'all. I had to go, I had to go to a gas station to clean that off completely. I get in the car, and I'm driving out the driveway of the hospital, and I go to put on my brakes, and there's no brakes, y'all. There's no brakes. I'm just going. I'm going to go straight through that stop sign. Luckily, because since I've had my baby, 35 was way too fast, and because it was a parking lot, I wasn't going no more than 10, 15 miles per hour. Luckily, I only had to make it 2 blocks up the road, uphill. Luckily, it was 2 blocks up the road uphill that I had to go. Could y'all imagine if I had to get on the highway and I was speeding and I then figured out I had no brakes with my baby in the car? it wouldn't have happened, but I would have figured it out in the parking lot, I guess. So I told my brother what had happened leaving. I was like, I don't know why my brakes won't even work. It was crazy. I had to like slow the car down and everything. My brother looks, because he knows that kind of stuff, and he sees it. My brakes were cut. They cut my brakes. Whoever did that cut my brakes. And I can't help but think it's either his mom or his uncle. But either way, at this point, it is well known to me I am not welcome there. They want me dead, and they want my baby dead. I gotta go. So, I go to Larry's house. I go to the farm. First place I go is to Larry's. My brother and his friend fixed my brakes. So I go to Larry's house. I tell him what happened. I tell him about how everybody wants to pay for my abortion. And my mom said to go to Colorado. And he said, go to Colorado. I was like, what? He's like, go. And I was like, I ain't got no money. $500 right there in my hand. Go. It was $600. It was $600. Go. He's like, that's more than enough. Go. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, go. I was like, okay. I didn't go right away. I went to my dad's house. I went to Brianna's. I told Brianna and Mark goodbye. They were getting back together, and I was so happy for them. I hoped they could be a happy family. I ain't gonna lie. I secretly asked Mark to come with me. He didn't want to leave his baby girl, and I didn't blame him. I went to my dad's, I said my goodbyes. I went to my stepdad's, and I said my goodbyes. My stepdad was so awesome. I loved him so much. Did I tell you that I lived with him during my freshman year of college? Because I did, and he was so awesome to take me in like that. But yeah, I went and told everybody my goodbyes. It was about a month of getting everything situated and in order and saying goodbye to everyone. And I remember the day that I left. I remember it so well. I got up that morning. I put my baby girl in the car seat. She loved it. She was a ride or die girl. She loved going. You know, I have 2 Sagittarius babies. They love to go. So, they love to go and to do. So, but, I put her in the car. We went to Hastings, and I bought my favorite singer's brand new CD that just came out. I had to get it. Christina Aguilera, Stripped. So if you remember that CD, I bought that one. I took my daughter to IHOP. I bought us a nice breakfast. And put in the CD and took off. Just drove. Kept driving. Drove across the states. Colorado bound. My daughter, bless her heart, my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sagittarius daughter who is always down for the ride. We were 10 hours into this drive, and she said, Mommy, it's enough. It's enough. Stop. Just stop the car. It's enough. And we're in the flatlands of Kansas. There ain't nothing nowhere. There ain't no freaking hotel to even stop at. So, yeah. She's like, Mommy, stop. She had enough. Bless her ever-loving heart. But, yeah, we did. We made it to Colorado. We finally made it. We did it. We made it to Colorado. Still to this day, Zach tells everybody I stole the money from him and took off. I didn't take no money from him. I didn't want none of his money. Didn't care about none of his money. Couldn't steal none of his money. Didn't care about stealing none of his money. Larry provided the money for that trip. And Larry continued to provide money for me and my baby. Not Zach. He'll tell you he did. You can believe him or you can believe me, you know? You've always known his story. Now you know part of mine. So there you go. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Once again, wish I could give you extra cookies. But anyway, as always, be blessed with love. That's all she got.